Hi guys! So I'm going to show you guys how to make the needle felted strawberries. So you're going to get a kit like this, and inside the kit you're going to get some core wool, which looks like this, and you'll have two different colors of wool, a darker red and a lighter red, and you'll also get some green locks. So I'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is take some of your core wool and you're going to roll it up kind of as tightly as you can. So it's like that. And then you're going to jab it. And your goal with the core wool is to get it pretty firm. So it takes a little while to get there. Kind of get the ends like this. And then I work on the top a little bit. I push it down that way. And I do this when I get the red on it too. It just helps with that strawberry shape. And I just keep turning it over and over. Pushing the end down. The neat thing about needle felting is you just keep poking at it and twisting it around until you get the shape that you want. As you can see, I'm kind of leaving the top open, a little fluffier, and I can just very carefully, because this is where you're going to get poked if you're not careful, push that top in a little bit. And you can see it's kind of starting to look like a strawberry shape. Alright, pretty happy with the shape so far. I'm almost ready to put some of the first base of red on. And the reason why you have two colors of red is because I like to have a gradient in the strawberry to make them look a little bit more realistic. So here's the strawberry. And you can see there's a little bit of variation in the color, and that makes it kind of nice. So we're going to start out with the lighter color of red. And you're going to take a strip that's about right. And you're going to wrap it around and when I wrap it, I kind of on the side, I tuck in, I poke it on the side there just to get it to stay as I'm working it. Now, you don't have to worry so much about this color. This is kind of the base color underneath the final color. Your main goal in this one is just to get it all red. Get it all covered. And that'll help firm up that strawberry too. The end tends to want to get away from you. Just keep poking it down. Same as this way, you just kind of tuck it in. continue to poke and turn, poke and turn. Now the strawberries, you know, they can take a little while. The more you poke at them, the firmer the strawberry will get, and the more realistic it gets. So just take your time. And keep turning it back over and over. I tend to tuck the bottom of the strawberry in and tip it over and do the same, kind of tucking it in. And as you're working on making your strawberry, it kind of makes you think about the way that strawberries are made anyway. They have a core, and they have a top, and then kind of a pointy end. And so that's kind of what our aim is at. Is to have one tapered end, and then the top, as you can see, is going to be kind of flat. Oops. When you put it on the end like this is where you really have to be careful because you can poke your fingers. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to add a little bit of core wool to the top. And what this does is it just makes it a lot firmer at the top. And so when I'm working that next color in, and that the top stays a little bit more open than, let's get a little bit more open. It just makes it firmer. So I'm going to just shove a little bit more in there. You see how I kind of grab some of that wool with the needle? See that? Be very careful, don't poke yourself. And you can do little jabs. And that makes it a little easier, a little safer. Just little tiny jabs. Okay. So I'm liking how that's coming together so far. I'm going to work the little tip a little bit more because I want it to be a little bit more tapered on the tip. And remember, this is the base of the strawberry, so I'm going for some variation in color. So this isn't my final color I'm going to put on. Okay. So that's looking pretty good so far. Can you see that? All right. So then I'm going to take the finer roving, and I'm just going to take it into a strip like that. And we'll start at the bottom. I'm going to do a little tiny tacks, not deep jabs, because you don't want to go too far into it. And then you're just going to wrap that around and just tack it in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more and work my way up. And tack it on just a little bit before I start wrapping on this side. I'm doing most of my tacking just where it comes back on. I'm trying to avoid doing too much. All right, here's the part that I like. We're gonna do one more little pass through on the outside. Tack it a little bit. And then bring that up. See how it's just kind of coming up above, just a little bit, where the white is. Okay. Now here you have to be careful because you don't want to poke yourself. Just really short little jabs to push that new color in. I'm just leaving the top for now because that's going to be done last. I'm kind of pushing it in an angle if you can see how I'm doing that. And poking it like this almost gives you the same texture of a strawberry. Now you can put little seeds in there if you want to. You could use yellow or black for that, but I didn't. I like them just red. Make sure and tuck that end in really good. Now, starting to shape the top, and my goal is to push as much of that top over to kind of give it that strawberry shape. I'm doing little jabs. I know the top looks funny right now, but there's a reason for that. Trying to get that strawberry shape. Okay, that's good. Now, I'm going to work on the tip a little bit to make it a little bit more tapered. The thing about needle felting is you just really need to keep working it till you get the shape you want. Okay, I'm good with that. All right, so at the top, your goal is you want to do short jabs. Be careful not to get yourself on this. And you want to jab that top down so it's flat. And you can kind of create a gradual edge on there. And the reason why I did it like this is because when you look at a strawberry, the top kind of is a little bit lighter, and you can tell how ripe a strawberry is. And then if you pull that core, or the top of the strawberry off, you've got a white core too, don't you? So some of that shows a little bit. We are getting there. Now, we have to get that core wool pushed down flat. And what that does as well is that makes a nice base for when you put the green on. Just be very careful, short jabs. Now, if you have too much white showing, you can always add some red to this. I'm going to see if I can get it down pretty flat. Just checking out the shape. I'm gonna put a little bit more taper on there. Okay, we're getting pretty close. Good so far. I'm gonna work on this little end a little bit. Just short jabs. You don't want to go all the way through. Okay, so here comes the fun part. Well, it's all fun, but so with the locks that you have in your kit, these are Teeswater locks, and you're going to want to trim them a little bit because they're really long. And you can use all parts, so I like to find the pieces that I want to use. So I'm going to use all 3 of these. And I'm also going to use the part that I cut off. So here's this. And I'm going to use this part first. I'm just going to tack that onto the white. Make sure you guys can see that. And having that firmer base really makes a huge difference when tacking things on like that. So cover up all the white. Remember, short jabs, and don't hurt yourself. Okay, so that's a good start. And then I'm going to kind of lay these over the top and jab those in too. Trying to get that, when you see a strawberry and it has the little top parts on it, and you can tuck them in so they're not as long. There's that. And then a couple for the other side. I think I'm going to trim these a little bit more. There. Just stick them in there. I try to hold the tips away from where I'm jabbing so I don't accidentally pull them into where I'm tacking it down at. It just takes once and I'll slip right in there. Okay, so there's the little... Now you can clean up edges if you want. There's your little strawberry. And I'll probably work on the tip just a little bit more. Another thing that you can do that I found that works well to tighten that tip of the strawberry up is to turn it down like this and just poke, poke, poke. And it just kind of tightens things up a little bit. So there you have it. There's a strawberry, and then there's a few more. And you can put them in a basket, or you can let your kids play with the strawberries. All right, I hope that was helpful. See you guys later. Bye-bye.